guys, it's your girl Okwe, your favorite Nigerian yapper, and today we will be taking Nigerian phrases, popular Nigerian phrases and words in Pidgin, and translating them, with the use of AI, chatgpt, to come up with like Shakespearean ways of saying these words, like common phrases like abego, no wahala, all those type of things. We're gonna see how ChatGPT transforms them if it actually knows what Pidgin is, and see what it comes up with and everything. What honestly inspired this video was a video I saw on someone else's page where they just use regular English words that we speak, phrases, and like use ChatGPT to translate it. But then I was like, this would be a very interesting concept to try with Pidgin language, Pidgin phrases, and everything. So I thought it was a very interesting idea, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna definitely do a video on this. I'm hoping to do 2 videos because I have like a couple of words that I use day to day, or my family members use day to day, or people I know use day to day. So if you do enjoy this video at the end or while watching it, at some point in the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every single time I post a video. And at the end of this video as well, I'm going to ask you to name more phrases that you may know or use, like Pidgin phrases. Put it in the comment section, and maybe we can make this a series type of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. And yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this review. So I have like 5 to 6 words that I'm testing out today with ChatGPT. We do first need to make sure that ChatGPT knows what Pidgin is, because if it doesn't know what Pidgin is, it probably will not generate phrases that kind of make sense in terms of like the phrases that we're checking out today. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT a quick question first, just to get its idea of what Pidgin is. And is it just me, or do you guys greet your ChatGPT whatever, like whenever you have a session with it? I feel like I always think it's somebody else I'm speaking to, so I try to be respectful. I don't make it seem like I'm weird, because I know some people who actually name theirs. So yeah, like am I weird for being respectful to my AI, or am I supposed to treat it just like a robotic thing or a robotic feature? Let me know how you guys deal with AI. So basically, let's see. What is Pidgin language? Pidgin language is a simplified form of speech that develops when people do not share a common when people do not share a common language need to communicate, often for trade, work, or practical purposes. Key features of Pidgin: simplified grammar, limited vocabulary, no native speakers at first. The Pidgin is learned as a second language by all its speakers. No one grows up speaking it natively. Functional purpose: it is used mainly for specific purposes like trade, labor, or communication between groups with different native tongues. Interesting. I didn't know there were different types of Pidgin. So it says, example, there is something like Tox Pidgin, which is popular in Papua New Guinea, originally Pidgin based on English that later became a Creole. Oh, Nigerian Pidgin English, that's the one we're doing today. A blend of English with local African languages. Okay. Hawaiian Pidgin, developed amongst immigrant workers and English speakers in Hawaii. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to be very specific with the kind of Pidgin that we are trying to translate today. Do you know about Nigerian Pidgin English? Yes, I do. Thank God. Okay. He knows. Nigerian Pidgin English, often just called Pidgin or Niger, is a vibe. Niger. I've never heard it being called Niger before, but okay. Is a vibrant, widely spoken language in Nigeria. It's a blend of English and local African languages like Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Edo, and others, with its own unique grammar, pronunciation, and expressions. Okay, I think it's defined it properly. Okay, they gave examples, so it gives me examples. How are you? How you day? I'm fine. I day. What's your name? Waiting be your name? I'm hungry. Are they hungry? Don't worry, no wahala. Okay, ChatGPT. Let's go, make we go. Cool. Fun fact, Nigerian pidgin is so widespread that there's now a BBC News pidgin service. I've heard about that. And linguists even consider it a Creole in some regions because many young people grow up speaking it as their first language. That is very true. Okay, so clearly ChatGPT knows what pidgin Nigerian pidgin is about. So I'm gonna basically tell it what we are planning to do right now, and from there we'll go. So basically going to give you some pidgin Nigerian pidgin. Oh, what is this? Popular pidgin. How do I say pidgin with G words? And I need you to translate them to Shakespearean English. Can you do that? Because let me know now so I know whether or whether not to just stop this video now. Okay, that sounds brilliant. Yes, I can absolutely do that. Um, you give me some Nigerian pidgin words or phrases, and I'll translate them into Shakespearean English, kind of language you'd find in the plays like Hamlet or Romeo and Juliet. Exactly. Cool. Okay, so it clearly gets it. So I don't know why it's telling me to log in. I'm not gonna log in, but we're gonna start with no wahala, the most popular pidgin phrase in my opinion. So say, how do you say the pidgin? Oh, why is it spelling it like that? Pidgin phrase no wahala in Shakespearean English. Nigerian pidgin. I feel like I have to be very specific because ChatGPT can, honestly, in my opinion, be long-winded sometimes. You have to like reel it back in. Like that's not what I told you to do. Focus. But it says excellent choice. Nigerian pidgin phrase no wahala simply means no problem, it's fine, or don't worry. That's correct. In Shakespearean English, you would render it in a few poetic ways depending on tone. Fret not, all is well. That's cool. No problem, no wahala, fret not, all is well. Thinkst thou upon it, for all is well. No trouble befall thee. Have no disquiet. All's in good stead. Did I do well? Honestly, out of the four, what's it called? Ideas I gave for that specific phrase, I would say the best that fits the um context is probably fret not, all is well. So fret not, all is well wins this round. So okay, we got one for no wahala that fits like a glove in my opinion. Now we're going to move to the next one, which is Nayu Sabi. If you're Nigerian, you know what that means. Basically it means like that's your business, like that's your own cup of tea, like type of thing. So let's see what ChatGPT says about its meaning and how accurate it is. Next pidgin, Nigerian pidgin. Oof. Why is my typing so bad today? Phrase is na you sabi. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. Na you sabi, a classic. Okay. In Nigerian pidgin, this phrase means something like you're the one who knows, suit yourself. Okay, that's a good way to translate it to that's your business, exactly. And in Shakespearean translation, it says, thou knowest best. Marry, have it thy way. 'Tis thy own conceit. Thou art the wiser as thou thinkst. Oh, these are good ones actually. I feel like I have like two major ones that really embody the phrase, like the pidgin phrase itself. No wahala, thou knowest best. I think that's good. Thou knowest best. Like that's your business. You clearly know better. Marry, have it thy way. I guess marry is kind of confusing. I don't really know what that means. But have it thy way, yes, that could mean na you sabi, yes, have it thy way. Tis thy own conceit. That is like an elevated way, posh way of saying it. It doesn't even sound rude. Like if somebody tells me that, I'm not gonna take offense to it. Like, oh, you're just like shrugging me off type of thing compared to like the actual phrase. So that is like a polite way of telling somebody I couldn't be bothered or careless about what you have to say, but do you, boo? Thou art the wiser as thou thinkst. Okay, so out of all of them, I think have it thy way, for thou knowest best is the best one in this lineup. I think it joined number one and number two, which I was saying, like, I feel like that Mary kind of made it weird, but just joining the two together, saying have it thy way, thou, for thou knowest best, I think that is a solid description of the word or the phrase. Okay, so the next one we are doing is haba. Haba is like a exclamation, like Okay, no, that's even still Nigerian for the non-Nigerian listeners. So it's kind of like an exclamation of shock, like ha, are you serious? Something like that, like you can't be serious. Haba, like you can't be serious. That is kind of how it is. That's the context it is used in Nigerian speaking. So let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Uh, is it a phrase? The word haba. Pidgin English. Haba, excellent pick. That little word carries so much emotion in Nigerian pidgin depending on tone. Exactly. Surprise, like haba, you mean it? Exactly. Disapproval, like haba, why you why you go do like that? Exactly. Like haba, why you go do like that? Like in shock, disapproval. Frustration or belief, like or disbelief. Haba, this is too much. Like and then pleading, haba now, take am easy. So surprise, haba, you mean it? Disapproval, haba. Frustration or disbelief, haba. Pleading, haba now. So Nigerian, like the Nigerians get it, the non-Nigerians, I'm so sorry. This is not something that you can really explain. It's just something that you just express. They don't teach it to you even as a child. You just like with time get used to like the expressions and know the tones, in different contexts or in different situations. So it says for translations, um, pray thee peace is one that it says. I don't really like that one. That doesn't sound nice. So it says in Lego, if a Lagosian shouts haba, Shakespeare might exclaim, fee, good sir. Okay, for disapproval. Or marry, what madness is this? Okay, for surprise or frustration. In short, haba could equate to fee, marry, or forsooth. I've never heard of any of these three words. So if anybody reads Shakespearean English, Shakespearean books and everything and knows these words, okay, if it fits, let me know in the comments. I don't really know which one really fits because I've never heard of it, any of these three words. In the previous word, you already saw marry confused me because I've never heard it before. So I guess fee, marry, or suit. I don't know which one it is. You tell me in the comments. Okay, just gonna take it, pop it in here. So the next phrase is the matter tire me or the matter don't tire me. That is a very popular Nigerian pidgin phrase as well, which means I'm already exhausted of this conversation. This matter has really exhausted me, essentially. So let's see what ChatGPT says or what Shakespeare says in this context. Okay, beautiful choice again. The Nigerian pidgin phrase, the matter don't tire me, means I'm tired of this issue or I've had enough of this situation. Spot on. Shakespearean English translations, this matter weareth me. Ooh, that was heavy. This matter weareth me. Or, I am in weary of this business. I am in weary of this business. Sir Paul. By thy troth, by that troth, this matter doth vex me so. Ooh, that's so heavy in my spirit. Faith, I am o'erwearied with this quarrel. Honestly, I like number one and number three very well. This matter weareth my soul, and by thy troth, this matter doth vex my soul. So it says the most natural Shakespearean version of this matter don't tire me would be this matter weareth me. Yes, I'm torn between weareth me and doth vex my soul. So I'm going to use both, or I'm going to steal both actually. So we're just going to save that. Now, the next phrase we are checking out is the popular saying of I did. Like when somebody asks you, how are you doing? Your response would be, in Nigerian Pidgin, I did. How you did? I did. Type of thing. So let's see how that is translated. Actually, let's translate both statements. So we're going to say um, how about the phrase, how you did in Pidgin. Or maybe we should just translate how you did, because how you did's response obviously would be kind of similar to the response of I did, like I'm doing well. So I think we should probably translate how you did instead of I did. Yeah. So let's see. How you did, the classic Pidgin, Nigerian Pidgin greeting. That's so real. It means how are you or how are you doing. It's casual, warm, and friendly, and often used with friends or anyone you're comfortable with. That is true. It's a very informal, warm way of asking somebody how their day is or how they are doing. So yeah. So Shakespearean English would translate this to how dost thou fare? I like that. How art thou? That one I know from my King James Version Bible. So you do not blindside me with that one. I know how art thou? Yes. How doth thy spirit fare this day? Okay. Good morrow, friend. How is it with thee? Okay. Out of the four suggestions, I think I really like number one and two. How art thou and how dost thou fare? So we're gonna keep those two. All right, so our next phrase is going to be actually not phrase, our next exclamatory word is going to be omo. Like omo, this thing don't tire me. Omo, omo, omo. If you're Nigerian, you know omo, omo, omo is used in almost every pidgin sentence just to again exclaim like wow, shock, like disbelief. Kind of similar to haba, but like not really in a judgy way, but more so in a shocking way. Like it's more to express like shock or disbelief or sometimes even tiredness. Like, oh, I'm tired. Like it just depends again on the context that is being used. It's a very flexible word that can be used in any kind of pidgin sentence. So let's see what ChatGPT says about it. I'm sure it's going to have multiple um translations because honestly the context that it's used is what the what's it called, it's what determines like the usage, the meaning, the pronunciation, the intonations. Yeah, very versatile word. Yeah. So what about the pidgin word? Okay, let's see what it comes up with. That's what that one is deeply Nigerian and incredible versatile. I told you that. So originally from Yoruba Omo, oh really simply means child or offspring, but in Nigerian pidgin, it's taking on a whole new life depending on context. Like I said, Omo can mean literally child. No, I've never heard it being used as child. Like now your Omo be this. I've never heard it used like that. It can be used as an expression of surprise or emphasis. Yes, like I said, which is Omo, see as you fine. Omo, this life no easy. Oh. Like yeah, like I said, basically addressing someone informally. Omo boy, omo girl, omo gal, omo boy, omo gal. I don't think I've heard it being expressed that way. Even now I'm learning new things. But in Shakespearean English, I'm just gonna stick to like it being an exclamation as well. It says it means marry, zounds, or by my faith. I don't know if those are good translations, honestly. Marry, zounds, by my faith. I don't know. So it says, for example, Omo, this thing no easy o," could be said as zounds, this matter be hard indeed. What? Even that sounds like pigeon. It's different. Or by my faith, this business is no easy task. Okay, that one sounds interesting. That sounds okay. Now your Omo be this no, those ones no. So it's saying for exclamation, zounds and by my faith are the like um go to expressions in Shakespearean language for that word. I'm just gonna keep the example that they gave for context because it may not make sense to me later on when I go back to translate or look at the results. So I guess zounds and by my faith, according to ChatGPT, are like close translations to it. And the last one for this video is the popular again. Would I say it's an exclamatory word? No, it means a literal word. So abeg. Abeg means please. That is the meaning. Now, whether you are pleading like abeg, 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 or abeg, 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 like please, 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 don't tell me anymore. Abeg in general means please. How you use it in the context depends on you, but the actual word, according to Nigerian pidgin speakers, it means please. So let's see what ChatGPT says about this. Okay. Ah, yes, I beg. Another classic of Nigerian pidgin. I beg comes from I beg. Okay, yeah, literally, that makes sense. It's used in everyday speech to request, plead, or soften a statement. That is true. Depending on the tone, it can mean a polite request of I beg, help me carry this, or I beg, which means please help me carry this, can be used as a begging or pleading in a begging or pleading context. I beg no vex, I beg no vex, oh no vex, oh no vex, oh that's very common with Nigerians, which could mean I beg you, do not be angry. Softening a command, I beg make we go, like please let's be going now. I beg, let's go. That's what it means in that context too. So in terms of polite requests, according to Shakespearean English, it could be I pray thee. Okay, that sounds formal, cautious, and everything. I pray thee, I pray thee. Again, I've never heard of this phrase before. In terms of begging, it says it could mean, I do beseech thee. I think I've heard of beseech, so that could be a good multiple translation. And then to soften a command, pray, let us. I think that's good too. Like, I beg, pray, let us. I beg, pray, let us. Ah, I beg, I beg, I beg. I do beseech thee. I beg, I beg. Polite request. I beg. I pray thee. I pray thee. I pray thee. Okay. I feel like out of everything, I think there are good contexts for it or translations for it. So I would probably keep all of them and then decide later on which one is ultimately the best. But the one I would say that speaks specifically to the usage and I understand clearly is when the one that ChatGPT has translated for begging or pleading, which is I do beseech thee. And I think kind of like the softening, like command one, which is pray let us. Those two I would say. I pray thee, I have never heard that before. I've never used that word before, that phrase before. I don't read Shakespearean books. But if anybody in the comment section does, please let me know if that fits the context of, asking for something politely. Um, let me know in the comment section. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. Did you enjoy it? I know it's something very out of pocket and very random, but I just thought it would make a really interesting video. I have another part coming out in maybe in a couple weeks as a continuation of this series. And if you have more words that I you don't see me use, in these videos or more phrases that are popular, the Nigerian Pidgin space. Please comment them down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the video. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers now. We hit 500 a couple of weeks ago. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.